In the podcast entertainment system, topics such as these are considered especially heinous. In the UK, the dedicated twatbags who investigate these podcast atrocities are members of an elite squad known as the Tepid Take. These are their stories.
Sorry, did you say anus?
Hello, lovely listeners. Smooth cats. Have you ever seen The Warriors?
I haven't actually.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I remember from it is
cats. The Warriors are making their way across.
Oh, yeah.
Wherever they're going.
I think I played a bit of the
Great fun.
game. Didn't Rockstar do that?
Yeah.
Isn't that game meant to be really good? Or like surprisingly good?
I know Matt loves it. He loves
Oh,
that
it's
shit.
fucking great. They need to remake
I actually
that.
didn't like the film.
The game is better than the film, 100%. The
Fair
film was a bit naff.
The film is worth watching just so you know where, when anyone does the three bottles thing, you know what that's from.
Yeah,
just-
that's it. It's in the game, though.
Oh, right. I've
Yeah.
seen that scene before. I think just in one of those kind of like...
It is literally referenced in
scenes.
anything that references
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, it's not even scripted, that bit. He just did it.
Because
for some reason.
he's a musician, isn't he? The guy who plays that character.
really?
I
I've
think.
got no idea, yeah. So he thought
That's
bottles
hence why he's like-
would be good.
Play! Like a musician would sing.
I mean, if that was his singing, I'm disappointed, I have to say.
He didn't make it far.
He didn't make it far, yeah.
So you've been playing the Warriors this week, yeah, Matt?
Oh, God, I wish I was playing the Warriors this week.
I wish.
I should have done that. That'd be so good. That would be such a good segue.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah. Have we started? Is this it?
I thought you had.
It's like the third time we've been like, are we going?
Are we rolling? Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah, this is the podcast. This is our fucking podcast. This is the Tepid Take.
You don't
You're
like
fucking
it?
listening to it.
Fuck off.
This is episode 13. Get on it. Watch the other 12. Do you watch? No. You listen.
Watch the podcast.
It's not the drunk episode.
I know, right? I'm not even that drunk, I swear.
That drunk.
So, bing bong boom. I'm going to go for Mark first. Go, Mark.
Fuck it out.
Ding, bong, boom.
Adrenaline.
Well,
Bing bong boom.
surprisingly, I'm not talking about the Warriors either. I'm going to talk about the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020, the official video game.
Woo, woo, woo. Is this the Mario one?
Yeah, I was about to ask the same
This
question.
is not
Yeah.
a Mario one. I will kind of get to that a little bit later on. This is kind of just a normal person one.
I looked up a
Let's-
review.
let's-
of
It's
Mario,
like
so I
doing
went
it with
to
your
that.
Mii's, right?
Yeah, but the Mii's are cooler.
The Mii's are more ripped.
So this game came out in 2021, obviously, thanks to the pandemic that's offset kind of everything that we talk about in this podcast, I swear.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thanks, COVID.
Yeah,
God.
cheers. Weirdly, this game was released for the Switch and the PS4 in 2019, but just in Japan. They were obviously going to do it worldwide, but because of COVID, they decided to retract that and they held off until
Oh, right.
June of this year to put it out to the world.
This
That's
is
so
a
weird.
2-year-old
So
game.
Japan have
So-
had it for ages. Yeah.
I've not heard much come out of Japan from it, so
Can you play online multiplayer?
you can play online multiplayer, and the game features 80 countries and 18 events. So you've got 5 track events, 3 aquatic, and then like 11 sports. It's like a mix of like rock climbing, BMX, tennis,
Okay.
football.
Is BMX in the Olympics?
Yeah, BMX in
Yeah,
the Olympics, and then this year they've got skateboarding, rugby sevens,
I knew that.
surfing. I think is in there as well.
They were playing a
wow.
weird basketball as well. It was like a 5-a-side, I swear.
Yeah, they've got like a 5, and then they've
like
got
a
a 3
half-court.
as well. They've got a 3-on-3.
I think it might have been 3-on-3.
Which is kind of strange. For comparison, the Mario and Sonic games, they offer 24 events as opposed to 18. So they do offer more, and that's since
So
2008.
that's
They
Ninja
do
Yes,
more.
Nintendo
but they
version.
also make some up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, is it like
We'll keep that secret.
who can hit the most blocks?
That's
Who
that's
can
an
who can
Olympic
throw
sport,
the
right?
chain chomp the farthest? farthest.
Who can collect the most rings?
Sonic. Oh no, it is Sonic. Yeah,
Yes, Mario and Sonic.
yeah, of
the
course.
Olympics.
Yeah, so weird.
So the track games are kind of you just button mash A to run, and it's quite hilarious. With like my person that I created, I made him just really stocky, like a sumo wrestler. I'm watching him run like full pale, like just fast pace past everyone.
Beating everyone
in
else,
like 7 seconds as well. It's like quicker than the world record.
So does the
Not quite realistic.
way you make your character not affect like stats or anything?
Stats,
It does not matter or whatsoever.
This is a game
That's a
made for
shame,
the
because-
Olympics.
I know, that's crazy, isn't it?
There was that
Yeah.
game, Biomutant, that like
yeah.
how you made your character affected like the traits you have. It would actually be really cool if you had that in this game.
It'd make sense,
Oh,
wouldn't it?
right.
Can we talk about that instead? Because that sounds more interesting.
I have not played that game. I just know it's a thing.
So the aquatic ones, you had to kind of use the sticks to move your arms. That's how you swam. That was pretty boring. I didn't enjoy that one too much. And then the sports games, like football, they had like a special character. So you're like person. So you could do like a power shot, a bit like Mario Smash Football.
Oh, no way.
This isn't the first time we've spoken about it in a podcast
Definitely isn't.
episode,
No, it's
I don't
not.
think.
No.
Yeah, overall it was a fun game. I played it during the free-to-play weekend that they had at the start of the Olympics.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it cost about £35 if you wanted to buy it.
All right.
I personally wouldn't. I'd
No.
probably wait until it comes out kind of a little bit later down the line.
Yeah, wait 2 years,
Yeah.
like Japan has. Do you reckon they've
Like Japan
got?
has,
Do you reckon
yeah.
they've got to the actual games and gone? I swear I completed this like 2 years ago.
So I know how this goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to
that
play
like-
like online multiplayer with someone from Japan because I've had like 2 years to
Yeah.
train
Just
up.
practice, yeah.
Could it be? Could it be a good fun? People are over. We're just having some drinks and
Little party game.
playing party game. Yeah, party game.
Yeah, I think it's more of a party game. But if it was me personally, I'd probably go for Mario and Sonic at Olympic Games. Because if you're
Yeah.
going to run 100 metres, I'd rather be Waluigi than like a rubbish person I've created.
Like a sumo wrestler, yeah.
Does it have real competitors in it? Is it like FIFA? Does it have actual people?
Yeah, how's that work?
I believe there is like a challenge mode that you can do, that you can go up against actual people, like Olympians. But
Yeah.
I didn't get to that
The
part. I was kind
actual
of just,
people.
I'd say give it a go. It's fun for if you've got a group of friends around. If you've got 4 of you that can play it together, it's good fun. Play it online. I'd recommend it. But I think, yeah, for me, if I was going to go out and buy a game, I'd probably buy Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
yeah.
Or Wii Sports, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wii Sports.
From the footage I've seen, it is a shit Wii Sports because there's no motion controls. It's just flicking a stick every now and
Yeah,
then.
I can imagine motion controls making this slightly better, but even then,
Yeah.
I think that's
Is
a bit of a...
Our favourite
games are
question,
never
is it on the
able to-
Switch?
Yeah, is it on the Switch?
Yeah, so that kind of like segued me a little bit into the current Olympics.
In what
In terms
way?
of
What?
in terms of Mario.
Okay.
There's like a
Okay.
little link. It's a
Okay.
very tenuous link. It's like all links we make in this podcast.
As in Zelda.
Loose. Yeah,
Beat me to it.
yeah.
Is it a link to the past?
So during the opening ceremony, they played music from Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Monster Hunter, Chrono Trigger, Kingdom Hearts, Sonic, even Pro Evolution Soccer. I think we've got some clips.
Beautiful. This is going to be a very musical episode.
What's this from, sorry?
Kingdom Hearts.
Ah. Right, so it's like Olympus, like the Disney Hercules.
Yeah, so they had just an absolute plethora of gaming music that they came into with the national kind of walkthrough. But there was one company and music from that company that didn't have their music.
Heard about this.
Does anyone want to guess what it is?
Nintendo!
It's Nintendo. So,
Do you know why?
Yeah, what a surprise. Yeah.
no, they did have music lined up for Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, and then last minute pulled out. But they've never really clarified why.
It's a breach of contract. That's our music. Please don't
probably.
use it. Guarantee that was the thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard they, like you said, they pulled out at the last minute. Insert your sex puns there.
You said it. He said his catchphrase.
Oh shit, I haven't done that in ages. Oh my god, I didn't realise. What a catchphrase. But yeah, that's like if they would have like, you know, a few weeks ago said, look, we're not going to participate, fine. But at the last minute, it's like, fuck, come on, Nintendo, like stop being a dick. And they've got like
Pokemon.
the best
They've been
music.
So cool.
Yeah.
I know. Can you imagine Pokemon? Oh, so good.
Gotta win the gold. No,
I want to
not
be
quite.
Olympics.
the very best. No one ever was.
Mark, I think we agreed that you were banned from singing on
Oh
this.
yeah, that's true. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry for everyone that has ears that listens to our podcast.
Can we play the Final Fantasy soundbite? I just like that sound very much.
Oh yeah. Which one's that one? This one.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I've won the gold medal. Or something.
Oh, yeah, the Olympics. It's pretty good. I'm quite into it this year.
Yeah, I really
Yeah, I
enjoyed
haven't
it.
actually watched like any of it. I don't know why.
I think it's really weird because there's no crowd there. It's a bit. The atmosphere's a bit strange.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
yeah.
You just hear the coaches go, yeah! And that's about it.
They go mad. Some of them will go mental, don't they?
They're trying to like fill the stadium noise.
Yeah, especially the American coaches. They go ballistic.
These bloody
so-
Americans.
Yeah. Got that American swagger? That's not the word I want.
Confidence. I'd say
That
confidence.
means loud.
Confidence, that's a better word, yeah. Swagger was like, no, this isn't right.
Just like, yeah,
Yeah.
our team's the best.
Get that gold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we had quite a big surprise this Olympics with the 100 meters. So we had an Italian win it.
What a
What?
surprise, Italian win another thing. Yeah.
Italy, like, leave some medals for us or some trophies for us, for God's sake.
I'm just going to do the obligatory, you know.
Yeah.
You got to have it.
Oh, so
Shorter
good.
now. It's not as long now.
I don't know why I don't listen to this in my own time. I only listen to it
because you got to
on
listen to it on the podcast.
Just on the podcast.
And I'm
It's like a
this is
snippet.
so sick.
Yeah, it's so good. I do have the Iceland one on my Spotify playlist.
Oh yeah,
I do have that
was
one on
good.
there.
It's
Yeah.
getting to the point where we
I
might have to
don't know
pay
why I don't know.
royalties to Manskin. We might need to slow
No,
it
they
down a
should
little
pay
bit.
us. They should pay us.
We're
Playing
keeping
their music so often.
we're keeping them popular.
Yeah.
So before
Keep it
I hand
trending.
over to one of you guys, I put out on our Instagram at the Tepid Take,
Oh yeah.
real or fake, what would you add to the Olympics if you could? So we had a response from a few of our listeners. So we had one that said they'd like to do an egg and spoon race. I'd be intrigued to see how that would work, especially someone's going full pace.
Brilliant.
We also had someone say Quidditch. That's a good shout.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
be
yeah,
pretty
that'd be
decent.
pretty good.
There
Yeah,
must be a
yeah.
way to make that a thing.
Yeah.
And if I was personally going to choose, I'd say pod racing. If you're going to do a fake event, pretty
Oh, yeah. Pod racing.
yeah.
so I'll pass over to you
mine's
boys.
Mine's rubbish in comparison to this. So I want to see a return of jousting. Have you guys seen A Knight's Tale?
That film is amazing. Yes.
Like, I was just thinking, like, when you asked the question, I was just like, what? I was gonna go for like something like Star Wars or something, and I was like, no, I generally want to see jousting make a comeback. I'm sure there's like a safe way you could do it. Big,
Pads.
they big rubber poles. That sounds right.
No, the rubber's
Is
foot
that
on the
sex joke?
pole.
Yeah, but if you just like paddle up, like there must be a way to make that safe. Like I want to see that come back.
Probably
I
not
think
for the horses.
No,
Yeah, but who cares? No, I'm joking.
You might get Peter Dunlop for that.
No, I love horses. Animals are great.
Horses.
They are quite scary. Matt, I know you.
Terrifying.
You hate them.
I'm terrified of horses. I think
They're big,
yeah,
aren't they?
I don't want to get like political,
big.
but yeah, I don't like horse racing. I
I want to get political. Right. I thought you were going to be like offensive to horses or something. I was like, Jesus Christ,
yeah.
man.
The equestrian
fucking
events
horses.
are horrible.
Yeah. No. Yeah, like dressage is just such a weird sport.
Dressage
Why
is
that
Yeah.
a thing? Yeah.
But did you
really
see
is.
Snoop Dogg react to it?
No, I haven't seen that.
He was like, "Look at this horse, he's crip walking."
Oh my god. Yeah, jousting for me.
My pick
Jousting,
was
okay.
Mario Kart.
Oh, that would be sick.
So
Not
karting.
bad, not bad.
It's just
But
karting,
like
right?
No,
with the
Mario
items.
Mario Kart.
No,
with
they
the characters.
sit down and play Mario Kart.
I thought you meant
Okay. Oh, and actually play the game. Okay.
get into
yeah.
a car and throw banana peels
esports.
behind you. That's what I thought you meant.
Why don't
mean,
they have
yeah.
an esports Olympics? Actually, thinking about it, because there's loads of esports, and there's loads of sports. They got the Olympics.
I mean,
There's no
esports
Olympics
is
for
huge, but it's
esports.
probably still not quite big enough for that sort of thing.
I don't know. It's massive. I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people watch it.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got skateboarding
Yeah.
in the Olympics.
Yeah, so that's the 90s, so we're about 20 years behind, right?
Yeah.
So in 2040, we'll have
Yeah. That's when we'll have esports Olympics every 4
Yeah.
years, alternating with the actual Olympics.
That'd be great. They'd have the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, and the Esport Olympics. Perfect.
Oh, so good.
And the Paralympics.
Mine's kind of realistic and boring, actually. But I think like rally or like rally cross would be pretty fun.
I think you just
Like
stole
some
my idea.
motorsport. No, that's real. Not playing the actual game.
Wait, so you
Actually
can't throw blue
driving.
shells?
No. I mean, you could, but I don't think it'd do much.
Just actual. So wait, you want rally in
Like
the
rally.
Olympics?
Yeah. Just rally.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Don't know why.
All right.
Just it's the only thing I could think of, really. I can't
Got
think
the
of
spot.
anything. Either that or like, snooker's not in it, is it? Snooker, sure. No, actually, I just thought of one. Paintballing. That would be fucking good.
Oh, that would be sick.
Yeah,
You could legit do that as well.
yeah, that would be great.
Oh my god, I would train for that shit.
Which country
would have a team.
would wipe off the paint, like trying to do it slyly?
France?
Yeah, France.
Sorry to our French listeners if you have any.
I bet Italy would win that though.
Speaking of Olympic rings, there's another ring I have in mind. That's called the Halo.
Oh,
Sam, over to you.
I like it very much. So I was lucky enough to be invited to play the Halo Infinite Flight that was released. I don't even know the dates, to be honest. I was looking down at the dates.
I was privileged enough to
I
play
was,
the beta of
I was
a
cool
game that
enough.
everyone wants to play.
Yeah, you had to like sign up on Halo Waypoint. So they're going to do some more. So if you wanna get in on it, make sure to sign up. So basically, it was like must have been like 3 or 4 days of playing this beta. And
Did you leave your room?
No. No, I did. I did have to take some breaks, but I did play it a shit ton. Basically, it was like you were doing 4v4 Slayer, but you were playing. The versus team were bots, and then your team consisted of other players. And you got they kind of released a new map each day, and you ended up with 3 maps in the end. It was really painful at the start though, because it was supposed to like come out on a Thursday, and I was literally like waiting around all day for this email to be like with the download code for PC, and I think Matt actually came round about 8:00 that evening.
I didn't I? Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm still waiting for this code to come through.
Jeez.
I was like, and I stayed up till like midnight and nothing was happening, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to go to bed. Like, I'm gonna have to give up. And then when I woke up the next morning, I had an email at 4:00 in the morning with the download code.
Yeah.
But yeah, they because everyone was like jumping on the website, trying to get the code.
Yeah.
It like crashed their whole system. But anyway, I eventually got to play it, and oh my god, this fucking game! I think it's going to be so fucking good. Like just from the test I played.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking about us 4 playing it when it comes out.
I genuinely cannot
Be
wait.
so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
We haven't had a game to play like that's come out recently in ages.
Not a long time, no.
Yeah, we tried a few like different things here and there, haven't we? But
Nothing's grabbing us. Nothing's grabbing us.
No. But this like
New game.
yeah, like you know that like trailer that they released at E3 and how fun that looked. It's literally like just they've like captured it perfectly in that trailer. Like the guns are just all like so punchy. Like
Yeah. That's exactly what I said when you sent the clip to. I was like, ooh, that's a little bit naughty.
yeah, a little bit naughty. They've got like this this new shotgun called the Bulldog, and it kind of has like a revolver barrel,
Nice.
and just like shooting that
Damn. That
feels
sounds
so
cool.
satisfying. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
got pretty a high fire rate. But there's loads of new guns. They got like the Skewer Weapon, which pretty much what's in the title. We just shoot a massive skewer at people, and if you no scope it, it's the most satisfying thing ever.
So it's like a harpoon.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to play with any vehicles because I think that's.
No.
They say
Next
that's for
one.
like. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They tend to say vehicles for, like the big team battle modes, but I think that can like take out a warthog. So.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
But,
Just makes it go flying into the stratosphere.
Yeah. There were some pretty funny bugs throughout the game. So, it's a beta, so there's going to be some bugs. But there was one where like you'll just go load into a match. It would mostly happen if you were brought into a game that was like midway through. Like obviously someone had left, so you were kind of jumping in their spot, and like all the sounds had dropped aside from the sound of people dying. So when you kill someone, it was like, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
And the noise is still great because I know in the old ones. The Master Chief Timer.
Yeah, they've kept that up definitely, especially when that's all you can hear. I kind of felt bad. I was like, I feel bad for killing these people. Like you can really hear their pain.
The most important question though is, do they still have the announcer? Like the same guy?
Triple kill.
They have
Slayer.
Oh yeah, so they have him, and now they've done this thing where you've got personal AIs. So it's like your own kind of like Cortanas.
Oh, right, okay.
So they kind of act as like telling you when like a power weapon is about to load in, but they kind of like
Na'vi with Link.
yeah. Hey,
listen.
Throw that grenade at that guy.
Skewer him.
You've got like. Well, I had one when I shot a skewer at someone, and the AI I think he's called the Butler, and he was like, "Enemy kebabs," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
It's Jarvis from Marvel.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, you've got like loads of different characters, and some of them can get a little bit grinding after a while. I wonder if there's going to be a setting where you can kind of like, because sometimes they comment on like everything that you do, and like if you kill someone, they're like, "Oh wow, great shot! You're really good."
Can you pick
Kang."
it? Can you change that?
Can you disable that?
Can you turn that? I think I think at the moment you can just switch it off or have it on. I hope there's like a frequency meter that they put in when the game comes out. It's useful when they're like there's power items coming up or But seagull.
Can you see that? Can you hear that seagull?
Yeah.
There is something weird with the seagulls in Edinburgh at the moment.
Yeah, it's mental.
Throw a plasma grenade at it. The menu music is awesome. So Matt, I think this is like so good. Sounds a bit weird coming through Discord, but
It's fine. That'll be edited. It'll be fine.
but it's just so epic. Like
It's very different to their, because it used to be very orchestral, didn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm banned.
Dovahkiin!
Wrong one, Matt. Straight too far. So they had that at like the title screen. I imagine that'll be more safe for like the campaign, but the multiplayer is like, it's new, but fucking epic at the same time.
I think when I was listening to it on the phone, but very quietly, it sounded a bit Linkin Parky.
It does sound like that. It does sound very Linkin Parky, I thought. Yeah. It is. It's very different to previous games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people refer to it as like post-rock. I don't know what the fuck that means. Is Linkin Park post-rock?
I guess so. Some people call it new metal, but I don't think they like that either.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything's just rock or rap to me.
Yeah.
That's about as
Rock,
far as
rap,
There's no in between. It's that or that. Yeah.
I like rock music.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think this game's gonna be fucking awesome. We should play it.
Can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait.
We will play it. Duh.
Duh.
When's that out?
So they haven't given an official date yet. It's just holiday
2021.
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully around Christmas.
Yeah, I have a feeling because it's the first game's 20th anniversary this year, which I think is like November something. So
That's crazy. I remember getting that like pretty much day one.
Well, because you're playing through them again, aren't you, Addison?
Yeah, I'm currently playing through those and Gears of War with my brother. We're alternating which one we play, so we're on Gears of War 1 at the moment, but we started with Halo.
Oh, okay, no way.
So it's really good going back to that first one. Really enjoyed it.
There's a multiplayer map in Halo Infinite called Bazaar. Bazaar.
Did they have one like that called that before? I swear
They've got one in COD, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As
So
in
this
Modern
one,
Warfare, wasn't it?
Is it Modern Warfare?
One of them, yeah.
Oh, okay. So this Bazaar one, it's like really reminiscent of like Halo 2, you know, like when you're like on Earth in the streets. It's really like reminiscent of that. It's so good. I think it's probably my favourite map so far.
It was probably Reach, not Earth. Just saying, but I'm not sure.
All right. Nerd.
Second one's Earth, isn't it?
I actually have no idea. I could be wrong there.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? 'Cause
Haven't played it yet.
you jump on those big things, don't you? In Halo 2. Those big
the scarabs.
scarabby things, yeah.
Okay.
Scarabs. Yeah, I said scarab. So on any of these maps, is there any like sand on them?
This one is a Reach, I think.
You need to ask. You need to say yes, basically.
Yeah, Bazaar looks like
He's
quite
on
sandy.
an alien fucking planet. Are you still confused about how to link it?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yes.
Let's start again. Sam, is it on an alien planet?
Yeah, I guess so. There's aliens in it, and yeah.
Oh, what else could be that? I wonder. My topic. No. Addison's topic. Addison's talking about Dune.
I am.
The trailers. The trailers. have
So
just been
I am talking
announced,
about
haven't they?
Dune, despite knowing next to nothing about it, because the new second trailer, which was more story focused, came out for the new film, which is coming out in October.
Yeah.
And I'm also reading the book, but I'm like not even a quarter of the way through.
Taking your time.
Yeah, I would not say I'm an expert on Dune by any stretch.
No, that's always the book I've wanted to read. But
Yeah, it's always a series I've been semi-interested in and then done nothing about it. I've never seen the old film directed by David Lynch.
Oh yeah, of course there is an old film. Isn't there?
I've not read the books before.
I thought I
so it's not like
recognised.
it's not like I'm catching up again. But I'm mostly interested in this new one because it's directed by I'm gonna fuck up the name, Denis Villeneuve.
That's how I say it.
Dennis is such a hard name to say, man.
See you.
Who did Sicario, Arrival, Blade Runner 2049. So Prisoners, yeah.
Yeah.
What a
Quite a
director
good track
list.
record.
Films.
Just
Yeah.
really good films,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So yeah, I was just wondering if you guys had seen it and if you're looking
See
forward
the
to it,
trailers? Yeah, the trailers look pretty good. It's like an all-star cast. It's really surprising how many stars they've crammed in.
Yeah. So you've got I've got the IMDb up here. You got Timothy Chalamet, who's the main character.
Yeah.
Rebecca Ferguson, who's in loads of stuff. Zendaya, Jason Momoa, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård, Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Oh, is Stellan
So many
Skarsgård that
people.
weird, like, alien-looking?
He's the big fat guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he,
Really?
like,
I think he's
stands
like
up.
Oh
He's
yeah,
from,
the
like,
guy who's like
Baron
hovering
something.
with a
Yeah.
cape on or something. Yeah, not a cape.
Yeah.
It's not a cape at all. It's like a cloak. Just thing.
Flab.
Yeah.
he's like
Just
meant
him.
to be massively overweight in the book from what I've read. So
Yeah.
So, just touch on the book quickly. Is it like a book series or is it just one massive book?
I think it's got sequels and prequels.
Oh wow! So that's like a whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's like 5 books maybe.
There's quite a few,
God.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's just a set trilogy. I think it is about 5.
Yeah,
Happy to be corrected.
yeah. Because my only experience with Dune,
Oh my lord, there's fucking loads.
fucking
Is that like by? I think it was Frank Herbert. This guy wrote
Yes,
them
it
originally.
is Frank Herbert. Yeah.
Did he write all of them, or is it like? Because I can imagine it's one of those ones that's expanded by
No, he
other
didn't.
writers.
Well,
Yeah,
some of them
yeah.
were written by Brian. No, what's that? Brian Herbert. Oh my word.
Probably
I've
some
got
or
no
something.
idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Similar thing happened with like Tolkien.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how many are like official or.
Okay,
what.
so there's 6 Frank Herbert books, I think.
Okay.
And then there's like loads more by other people. I'm guessing
Yeah.
Brian Herbert is related to Frank Herbert.
I would imagine so.
That'd be crazy
Yeah.
if they weren't.
But there are 17 books.
That's
my God.
crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't think all of those
ridiculous.
are official. Or if they are,
No,
they're,
they
like,
can't be canon, surely.
So
Mental.
yeah, I just had to quickly look this up. So did you? Any of you ever play? There was a Dune game on PS1. It was like a real-time strategy.
What's that?
game.
Was there?
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that's like the only thing Dune-wise I've experienced. And all I remember is the giant sandworms, which I think.
Yeah,
is like, I think
that's like
Yeah.
the main. That's like on the front cover of the first book. Is the sound.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like
yeah.
a big part of it, or at least
Yeah.
the first one, I guess. The new one looks really cool because the trailer ends with it.
It does
really
look-
I
Both,
like that
both
design.
trailers do, don't they? Yeah.
They're one of
Yeah.
the biggest
Yeah, I
monsters,
think
I
so.
think, aren't they?
Are they? Yeah.
What I was thinking is how would he do? How would he fare against Godzilla and Kong? That's
Do the sandworms making noise? Like I would say, in a later episodes. That would surprisingly work really well.
I'll save that. I'll send it to them.
Oh my god!
I'll just email them saying you should use this noise for the sandworm. Yeah.
I want to take that soundbite and edit it into the trailer when the soundbite comes up.
Needs to. It's like just long enough to be perfect as well.
Yeah.
Next Instagram sorted.
Yeah.
It does look really interesting, though. I think it looks like a really interesting film.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
think-
I don't think that many cast. I don't think that many stars would be signing up for it if it was going to be shit.
No,
I
and
No.
don't think it would happen. Yeah.
the main thing for me is the director involved is on such a good streak of films at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen one of his that I didn't particularly like, which was Enemy.
Oh yeah. I haven't
The
seen
Jake
that one yet.
Gyllenhaal one. I can see why people would like it, but it wasn't for me. It's very weird.
No. Yeah.
And it just kind of nothing happens, and then weird stuff happens. You're like, what?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always
Who
it's
are
the one that I've always avoided because I feel like it's going to be such a mindfuck of a film that I just can't be bothered. You know what I mean? Like, I just
Yeah.
can't be
I
arsed.
kind of glad I watched it, but I wouldn't rewatch it.
Yeah.
But
He's a,
all his other films so far that I've seen are really good.
yeah,
Yeah.
the way he handled
Hopeful for it.
the Blade Runner sequel, I think that gave me hope. Well, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
hope, but,
to
like-
nail that sequel. And I know a
Yeah.
lot of people don't like it. But
Sam's wife doesn't like it, does she?
no, that was very disappointing.
was she a big fan of the first one? Or
She was
just
divorced
not?
the week after.
No, I didn't even. She's no longer my wife.
She's Denny's wife now.
Yeah,
damn.
I showed her just like a recap of the first one because I was like, I just felt like she wouldn't.
Yeah,
really be into
I
that.
made the mistake of making Billy watch the first one. So she hasn't seen the second one.
Right? Yeah. Well, when I
It's
showed,
a hard watch. Yeah.
It's slow by today's standards. Very,
Yeah.
very slow.
I think I prefer the sequel, but I think it benefits from being the sequel to Blade Runner. Like if you know what I mean, like it kind
I
of,
would.
Like,
I don't know if I prefer it. I would rewatch it more, definitely.
yeah.
But I don't know if I prefer it.
Oh, okay.
It's hard. It's kind of hard to like. I think because the first one is such a classic and so influential.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue it's worse. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's just me being a bit snooty, but
Yeah, I think I was.
yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think it's fair enough. Like, I think I think there's a solid argument that they're kind of like on the same level.
It doesn't help that there's 3 different cuts of the first one.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't help.
Yeah,
I've only
definitely.
seen the.
We were trying to
final
work out this
pictures.
whole week what the hell they actually were. Were they androids or were they human?
Yeah.
replicants.
Replicants.
Yeah.
So I spoke to my mum, who was a
yeah.
big fan of the first film, and she agrees that they are meant to be androids.
That's
But
what
they
I
may
thought.
not be
That's exactly
in-
what I said to Sam. I thought they were androids.
Going by the films and like the second one, I think Ridley Scott has even confirmed they're like altered human, fake humans or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Bioengineered.
Isn't that's kind of what an android is, though, isn't it? Sure.
An android is more robotic.
Yeah.
Mechanic inside, I guess.
Yeah. And I think in the
Yeah.
book they're meant to be that. I think
Yeah.
they're just meant to be very close to humans.
It's such a funny debate, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because Matt was just
Yeah.
like, because you were talking about you were watching Blade Runner 2049, weren't you?
I was, and shamelessly,
then,
I only watched half of it. I don't know why, because I really enjoyed it. I just stopped watching it. And I haven't gone back to it since.
It's
but
a
I don't
slow
know why.
burn, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's a slow
It's
burn.
visually stunning, though, isn't it?
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's
The
incredible.
visuals
Yeah.
are amazing.
Oh
So, are you about to speak about Sicario?
yes. I was about to say there's a shot in Sicario.
Is it when they go into the night?
Yes! Oh
Yeah.
my god! I was like, this shot is so fucking good. Like,
I love that shot. I like
Oh my
bum that
God.
shot. I've seen that film 3 or 4 times now, and every time it comes on, I'm like, I have been waiting the whole film for this shot.
oh, Matt, you would fucking love it.
It's well good.
I know Matt
Yeah.
would be sitting there like, this is fucking great. It's Roger Deakins, isn't it?
I think so.
shot that?
Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, and same for 2049 as well.
Yeah. And Skyfall, randomly. What did he win? It was
Just to give
Skyfall,
context to the shot
so
that we're
good.
talking about, it is a bunch of
like soldiers.
Navy
picture
SEALs,
for
I
you.
guess.
Yeah,
is the closest thing. All decked out in like
goggles and
night vision goggles and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's at dusk, and you've got like the silhouette of them, and they walk forward as they kind of go like on the start of their mission into the darkness, and like it just holds on that shot until each one is like just you can't see them at all because they're in the shadows.
Yeah.
It's just moi.
Just the way
Chef's
they
kiss.
like shoot night in that film
Yeah.
is so like realistic and so like because obviously when you see night in film, it's everything's miraculously lit up quite well normally. But in this film, it like genuinely like they had to cut to like the thermal goggles and the night vision.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking great, man. That whole third act of that film was fucking fantastic.
Yeah. That and the motorway scene really stand out for me.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, even the beginning is amazing.
Yeah. I think
Just
it was the
whole
second
film,
act for
basically.
me.
Yeah.
I found the second act a bit slow, personally.
It definitely slows down a bit because they kind of go into Mexico, go out of Mexico, stay in the US for a bit, and then go back to Mexico. And it's the bits where they go to Mexico that are the most interesting by far.
Yeah, definitely.
The scene at the border as well is so tense.
Oh
yes,
my God,
yes, that was like the motorway bit that I meant.
Yeah. So good.
Highway for our American friends.
Highway.
I'm not sure if that technically counts as a highway, but
It makes it very difficult for me to segue because I was going to segue from your topic to my topic. But
it's cool. We can kind of move back on
something completely different.
We can move back
Highway
onto
segue.
it. I'm talking about this because the director has
Yeah.
such a good track record.
I know this is more of a Denis Villeneuve love fest than talking about Dune at this rate.
Pretty much.
Basically, yeah.
But considering
it's
we
not-
know next to nothing
That's
about
exactly
Dune,
it. We don't know what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
We've already seen the trailer.
High hopes though.
Yeah.
but people have
Jason
called the book.
Momoa's character looks like he's quite funny, but serious.
He looks like a
so-
Jason Momoa character,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that.
which is not a
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
thing. I'm just
No. He's not. He's been very typecast as that
Sci-fi
character.
actor.
Yeah.
annoyingly that
Yeah.
character isn't in the part of the book that I'm in yet. He's not been
Oh,
in it
okay.
yet.
He hasn't been
Duncan
introduced
something,
yet. Yeah.
Duncan, Idaho, which is a really cool name.
That's cool.
Yeah. So going
The-
from one post-apocalyptic
I guess I'm
sort
done
of thing.
every time.
We didn't get to talk about Arrival. God's sake.
Fuck's sake.
No, we're talking about
Like, come back round to it.
Arrival. So good.
Let him segue.
Okay,
It's
moving
hard.
from one sci-fi thing to another sci-fi thing. So fucking loose. But I played a game called Chernobylite, which sounds a bit like Gobshite.
It doesn't sound like shite, doesn't it?
Gobshite. It sounds like Gobshite.
Gobshite.
Yeah. It's an FPS RPG game. We haven't talked about a game in this episode. Oh no, we did. It's like
Enough
Olympics.
for you.
Literally the first topic.
And Halo.
Okay, I'll.
There was a Dune game. But...
Oh, for God's sake! Literally,
And the
I'll go up
Warriors.
to every topic and the Warriors. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said that at all.
That's got to say.
Jesus Christ! Yeah. My God. Right. Okay. Anyway, a game came out last week. Chernobylite. It came out on the 28th. It did have a pre-release for it, but so I played it a bit before it actually came out. But it came out officially last week. So it's an FPS RPG, and it's based obviously on Chernobyl.
Not gobshite.
Not gobshite. No. So they're basically from this. The premise of this game is that Chernobyl disaster caused an incident which created the element of Chernobylite, not gobshite.
Right.
Okay.
So
it's a material, not a person.
it's a material, not a person. Yeah. I guess it's probably both in the meaning of the game, I guess. But so it creates this material and it kind of fucks up Chernobyl more than it already was, I'm sure. So it's kind of based more on a post-apocalyptic version of.
Oh, exactly, not like Dune.
Thanks for that.
So what year is this set then? So it's obviously not 1984.
No, so it's after it. It's like slightly after it. It's not actually set in a year specifically. It's just set after it.
Okay.
So there's like a dimension that it creates.
Wow.
Oh, again, really weird. It's a really weird game.
Yeah.
So your wife kind of goes missing, and she gets trapped in this sort of dimension, the Chernobylite dimension.
Yeah.
Gobshite dimension. I'm just gonna say gobshite from now on. And you're tasked with trying to find her. So you're trying to build this team to go into the power plant where the Chernobyl disaster happened and rescue her, basically.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. It's kind of like a team building game. So you have to make a team for like a heist.
Oh, right.
It's a very, very higgledy-piggledy game. There's a lot of elements to it. It's very strange.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, like, is it like Metro? That's like all I can think of when you're talking about it. But it doesn't sound like it.
No, the combat is kind of similar.
Okay.
Metro is obviously more polished because it's a AAA game. This is not.
Yeah.
But the combat is very survival elements. You know, you shoot people. If people shoot you, you do take a fair bit of damage. It doesn't take much to kill you.
Okay.
So you do have to be careful when you do engage in fights. But it's kind of survival, FPS RPG, team builder, and also you build a base as well.
Fucking hell.
It's a base builder as well. Yeah. And also a heist game. Yeah, because you're doing a heist at the end of the game. So you're building up to this point where you do a heist of the Chernobyl power plant. It's very strange. But anyway, so every day, because there's different days for this survival element, like Minecraft or Grounded or whatever, they all have days. They all have a day element to it. So you send your team off to do different objectives on that day, and then you pick an objective for yourself. It's normally a story mission, but you don't have to do a story mission. You could do like a side quest. It'll be like, gather food for your team, or gather ammo for your team. And then it's like, recruit this person for your team. It's all right, you know, it's okay. But there's different areas. There's different areas on the map. So there's like 5 different areas, I think. And you send your team to those different areas, and then you go to those said areas. I found it a bit boring at the start because it kept sending me to the same area. So it was a bit like,
oh, wow.
By the 5th time of going there was nothing to like scavenge because there was nothing really there. So
is it like
there's kind of like
radiation.
Radiation. You kind of are actually. Funny enough, the Chernobylite is actually kind of like an aggressive element. So it actually tries to take over Chernobyl. So you've got to build stuff to like counteract that, but it also like sends out monsters from the Chernobylite. So this dimension that the Chernobylite is based in. There's monsters in that dimension, and then they go to your dimension through like portals, and you have to like fight them. It's fucking nuts.
Out there.
Yeah. But there's also like a faction that are forgot what the word is, but they're hostile to you.
Yeah.
And you have to fight them or hide from them. You can be sneaky as well, which is probably a good tactic because it is actually the combat is actually it's not hard, but if you take a shot, it does do a lot of damage. There's also like horror elements to it because you're walking around a building and it will fucking jump scare the shit out of you. There'll be something walk past the door like really fast. It's kind of bullshit, but
have they ever made anything in Chernobyl that isn't horror related?
No, well, I think it's hard
possible?
not to, isn't it? Yeah, it's hard not to, but it's a very the game is great. I have to say, they've out of all this higgledy-piggledy nonsense, the game is actually pretty good. You've got to so for the base building, you've got to build stuff to advance your weapons, and then you can give your weapons to your team, and then you can build armor, and then you can give armor to your team, and you can grow crops.
That base building sounds like it might be a more maybe fleshed out version of the one in Fallout 4.
Yes, it is a more fleshed out version of that. You build stuff to make your life easier, whereas Fallout 4 is kind of just you build it
just because
it looks nice. Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Okay, it doesn't look nice; it looks shit, but you just build it for the sake of building it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this, you kind of build it for a reason. You know, you have to balance. There's a balance of things. So, say if you put a generator in, it will lower the air quality, so you have to put air purifiers in.
That's kind of cool.
So
yeah.
So that's a pretty cool element to it. It's not a massive element of it, but it's kind of after you do your mission, that's what you do. You do the base building at the end of the day, and you'll plant crops or whatever. From the stuff that you've scavenged, you'll plant whatever you've scavenged to grow it again, so you can build your supplies up.
So first person Stardew Valley, got it.
Yeah, kind of. In
With
Chernobyl.
radiation around.
Yeah, with the radiation elements to it. Yeah. But
clearly you haven't got as far in Stardew Valley as I have.
the voice acting is absolutely abysmal, as you'd expect.
Right. I think I'd say amazing.
No,
is this
it's
an
kind of Metro.
English-made game?
I'm not sure.
Because I'm wondering if it's a bit like Metro, where you can switch to Russian and ignore it.
You can play in Russian.
Yeah.
I've not done that, but the English version of it is pretty awful. Your main character is British.
Oh, right.
Very strange. Yeah.
Yeah, in a weird way, because I for Metro, I had to switch it to just Russian language with English subtitles because I really hate when English actors do Russian accents because it always sounds so over the top.
It's awful. That's the good thing about this. They don't do that. There's an English guy who's American. Not English. He's not English. He's American.
Right. Okay.
But he's speaking English, and he's an American. I'll fucking kill all those fucking monsters. Yeah.
It's you're not Russian.
Yeah. I'll fucking
Very
blow
confident.
the place up. Yeah. Very confident. Yeah. Stereotypically confident. Yeah.
Got swagger.
He's got swagger. Yeah. So it's kind of a weird game. I will recommend it because it is a lot of fun to play. I've played about 8 hours of it and I've not gotten very far. Huh?
What platforms is it on?
Is it on the Switch?
It's on... No, it's not on Switch. It's on PC at the moment, and they've just released it on PC fully. It's coming to Xbox and PlayStation, I believe.
Is it... do you think it could make it to the Switch? Is it graphically...
No, it's pretty graphically intensive. I think it is, actually.
Yeah, right.
It does look pretty good for what it is.
Yeah.
The animations are pretty shit. But and also, every character has a mask on, so they don't have to do the animation for the face.
Nice.
There's one
some
character that doesn't, which is your wife when you see her, in flashbacks and stuff. She's the only one without a mask on.
Did she need a mask though? What month is it being released, Matt?
Who's editing this
What,
one?
the game?
Yeah.
It came out in July.
No, but for Xbox,
Oh, they don't know yet.
I don't know. So, could have been in June.
Back to June.
And back to Addison's topic. Let's go. Let's hear about that
I was
again.
where is Mark going with this?
I go in a circle.
Talking about going around in circles. In time. Let's talk about Loki.
Ooh. Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, let's do it.
So that was shit, wasn't it?
Shit, man.
So it wouldn't be a Tepid Take
Alright.
podcast without some sort of Disney feature.
Yeah.
There is always a Disney feature. It's very strange.
swear.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's
I've been-
Netflix, get on your game.
yeah.
I keep
They
coming
are
across
behind.
that.
Also, we can't go to cinema. We can, but
There is that. Well, we can.
we can now.
We can now. We couldn't before, but yeah.
I know. I keep
So-
seeing the trailer for What If, and I'm thinking, yeah, we're probably gonna cover that. I reckon.
For God's sake, yeah. Everything Disney. Oh, this is released. The one thing we haven't covered yet is Monsters at Work, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't think we will, though. To be fair, so
Yeah.
don't look
Give a
forward to
shit.
that. Yeah, it is pretty. It's all right. That's our review of it.
What, Loki? Oh,
No monster work. Loki,
So,
yeah, we're done.
with Loki,
But-
do we want to just go straight into spoilers? Or...
Well, first I was going to ask what your opinions of it were of the whole series. So
okay. And then
I'll start with Mark again.
yeah, you're kind of the freshest.
yeah, so you just binged
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah, I binged it kind of from Monday to today.
So
I
you're
watched
the
last
you're the
episode on my
freshest
lunch
to
break
it,
today.
really, because
Yeah.
we've all watched it like weeks ago. I think it's been out for a while.
Yeah,
now.
I think
this is yeah.
it's a hard one. I think because you inevitably kind of judge it against WandaVision and Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Falcon and Winter Soldier. Sorry,
Absolutely.
I enjoyed it. I think it was really fun. I like the elements of kind of the time and with the looping and everything towards the end without going into spoilers. I'm looking forward to what they do next.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is a good build-up for the next thing in Marvel, definitely.
Yeah,
And that is my problem with it.
yeah, yeah. I was about to say.
all right.
Yeah.
So why is that?
By the end of it, it was building too much and not kind of doing its own thing, which the other two did, I thought, better.
Yeah,
If we are comparing it to those.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
it was.
It kind of got to that last episode. It talked a lot at you without showing you anything.
Do you know, I brought some notes and I wrote a lot of exposition.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
having the last episode be the exposition episode isn't
Poor
a good
choice,
note to
yeah.
leave it on. I do think if... I don't know, maybe if they had one more episode, but I don't know what they would have done in that episode of something actually happening, it would have been a bit more interesting. I liked the guy who's in that... I guess I'm just going to talk about the last episode. I liked the guy who was in
No spoilers.
the last episode. If they've seen it, they know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I thought he was very good, but all in all, it just kind of left the show on a bit of a shoulder shrug moment.
Yeah. See, I wasn't that impressed by the actor, if I'm honest.
Oh, really? Okay.
I
Yeah.
think maybe he will, when we get to the evil versions of him, he will have a bit more time.
All right, now
to
we're
shine.
fucking
Now
full
we're
on
properly in
spoilers.
spoilers.
We're already.
Fucking hell.
It was inevitable.
I thought
Like
we said
Addison,
spoilers.
Addison sort of danced around it and Sam was just like, fucking he was.
So Ned Stark dies.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Fucking hell. Whoa.
Are we in
There's a,
spoilers
there's a
now? 'Cause
universe. Oh
that's
my
not-
god!
Fucking
That could
Gandalf
be.
dies?
He died in Nissan
Vader's Luke's
Skyline.
father? What the fuck? All right. Are we
Fucking Snape kills Dumbledore?
Are we right? Where are we? Are we officially in spoilers yet? Or
I didn't think
You've
we
already
were.
said it.
Yeah,
that could be like anything.
Matt's
evil
just
version
spoiled a
of
bunch
this
of
guy.
franchises for us, so you may as well at this point.
Let's just spoilers.
Alright, fuck
Okay,
it.
we're talking about spoilers. This
Spoilers.
is a spoilery episode.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Talking about Loki, first season.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the other incarnations of him. I think I'm hoping
We're in
that
spoilers now, so you can say his name.
Kang the Conqueror. Yeah,
Yeah.
because this one just and I understand he's like supposed to be like the good version, but I just wasn't.
Well, is he
Taking a-
though?
Yeah,
Is
I
he
think
meant to be a
that's
good
definitely
version?
a grey area.
Yeah,
He's just
The-
yeah, I mean, we'll probably come to it later, but he's the lesser of the evils. I would say.
yeah, that's a better way to phrase it.
Yeah.
But I just didn't feel threatened by him when he was on screen. I was like,
No, but he wasn't meant to this one.
yeah,
No,
so that's
no,
why I think
yeah.
I'll hopefully I'm gonna like the later.
That's
evil
why they end on a
incarnations
big
of him.
statue.
I liked
of
his
him.
confidence, and that's not a way of saying swagger. I didn't like
I
his
like
confidence.
his swagger.
This is an American character.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he did it very well, kind of holding up to the two Lokis. Yeah, I just ended up kind of liking him. I'm interested to see him come back because he's meant to appear in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Leap.
Oh,
whatever
the
fuck it is.
Quantumania one. Yeah.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah,
it's
that's what it's
called?
called.
It is, yeah, called
Amazing.
Quantumania. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we'll go back to the start. I guess.
Yeah. It started really well. Because I remember we spoke about the first 2 episodes. I think
we really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good to watch. Yeah.
And I think there was that one episode that you guys really didn't like. I didn't.
Episode 3.
Episode 3 is awful.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Fucking horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, that one did feel like a particularly bad episode of Doctor Who, and that was a comparison that I saw a lot.
I'm gonna quote Sam on this with the WandaVision finale and like the magical powers. Like they always have a laser beam battle with magical powers, and it was kind of that level. Yeah, because they were firing like lasers and like
the
pulses.
The sudden like.
Loki they've got these powers.
Mega telekinesis.
Yeah.
And he just like stops that tower coming down. I was like, where the fuck did that come from? Was that always a thing?
When you were fighting the Hulk, did you not think of using that? Yeah.
You could have fucking destroyed the Hulk.
That was only like a week ago. You could have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really like I don't know. That really took me. I was like, what? Where the fuck did that come from? Like, that's a point actually. Speaking of like. I guess it kind of relates. Yeah, it does relate to the Avengers a bit. So, like, did you guys find that he went from, like, Avengers kind of evil Loki to good Loki like that?
Super quickly. Yeah.
I was like...
Super quick,
I get they did the whole flashback, fast forward, whatever the fuck he was watching.
Yeah.
But I do agree, it was way too quick.
Yeah. They needed more episodes, I think, for this to build the character
Yeah, because was it? Was it 9 or 6? Was this one 6?
6.
Yeah,
that's
that's way too few for this one, I think. For what they were trying to do. I think what they... Did you ever watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No, I haven't.
So the first series ends up being really good because halfway through you find out S.H.I.E.L.D. is evil to tie in with the films. But when you started that series, you didn't know that because that film hadn't come out. They needed something like that where they had a couple of series with the TVA and like hinting that they're good and then pull the bait and switch. But it wasn't. This show wasn't set up for that, obviously.
No.
And I think that would have been a slightly better story because what you've got here is
it would have had more impact.
Yeah, it's an organization that's introduced. You immediately go, oh, they're probably the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then, whoa, they're the bad guys.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
What a surprise!
Whoa!
Yeah.
What do you guys think of, like, Sylvie?
Fine with the character, kind of annoying by the end, and the me-cest is disgusting. I don't really get it.
Me-cest.
Yeah. I was like, when that happened, I was like, what is this called? Like, what is
but if anyone was going to kiss themselves, it would be Loki.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, like, if it... Like, I don't mind that. It's just that they make it very romantic, and I was just like, what?
There's a build up in an earlier episode as well, isn't there?
In that third one.
In episode 3, yeah. We'll call it the hated episode.
What's the one when he like makes the blanket for them to sit under, and they're like...
That's when they're in the... That's like...
4 or 5.
When they're in the
I feel like
other worlds, that's like 5.
4. Oh, yeah. It must be 5, yeah.
I thought 5 was a great episode. I loved
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that was a really good one, and I thought they were building something good. I do just think there were a couple of dud episodes in this.
Yeah.
That they could have done better stuff with.
Yeah.
What's in there
time is there for a dud.
No,
exactly.
I don't know if part of that's because of the actors that they used that they couldn't do as many episodes because it costs so much more. Like,
I can imagine this looked like it cost a lot of money.
Just to get Owen Wilson in.
Wow. Yeah, well, yeah.
Wow.
I liked him in it. Owen Wilson was really good, actually.
He was really good,
Do you know, that was what was shit about the third episode, wasn't it? Because he wasn't in it.
Yeah, he wasn't in it.
Yeah, as soon as they kind of got rid of him.
What did you think of Miss Minute as well?
It's fucking weird.
Fine, basically not in it.
It's kind of a cool character, I think. Like,
is that the hologram thing?
Yeah,
that's the
great
hologram
concept, but
Clockwoman. Yeah,
she's in like 2 episodes.
Yeah,
2, maybe 3.
Yeah, and a bit like eerie towards the end as well when we see her again.
Yeah, when she does the jump scare at the end, the bullshit jump scare when they go through the door, and it's like,
But again, there's just not enough to set her up for that to be a good reveal.
Yeah.
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 No, definitely not. No. It's an interesting character because you don't know what the fuck it is. Like,
No.
what is Miss Minutes? Like, is it an AI or it probably is an AI? Like Jarvis, I guess.
Is it his magic or what? Yeah, it is very odd.
Yeah.
Don't know.
He doesn't really have magic though, does he?
No,
He's
he's
got
like
some
technology
sort of-
guy, isn't
yeah.
he? Yeah. Technology supervillain. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you guys think of, like, so obviously Kang gives them the ultimatum at the end to, like,
Yeah.
order or chaos. Did you guys find it
He
a
who
bit odd that, like,
remains. Yeah.
oh yeah.
The
Loki-
called Kang in the series.
I just found it, like, I was speaking to, I'll give another shout out to Trevor. We were talking about this the other day.
Trevor,
We love you. We just found it a bit odd that, like, Loki, you know, being the god of mischief, would ever choose order. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I thought he would love a chaos multiverse. Like,
Yeah.
it's not really what he is though, is it? Because the Marvel version is very the MCU specifically.
yeah, that ties back to him turning good too quickly, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
feel
I guess
if
so,
If
like-
it was Loki
if
straight
it-
out of Avengers.
But he was never particularly mischievous, I would say. Even when he was bad. They said he lied a bit, and that was about it.
That's a good point. He's not really.
And he does
like,
the weird teleporting thing, and that's
He's
it.
not
That, like, that
Thanos
was
level
one
bad,
trick.
is he?
For the god
No,
of mischief,
he's
he's
not.
not very
Yeah.
mischievous.
He's not very mischievous. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Because he mentions in one of the episodes it's kind of to do with the fact that he does the mischief because it's like a weaker person does that. It's kind of a disguise almost, isn't it? Because I know there's a whole backstory with his dad and stuff as well, isn't there?
I can't remember that.
It's weird to refer to Odin as his
Yeah.
dad.
with Odin, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
and
know
the
what
fact
you
that
mean.
Odin loves Thor more and he's always been wanting,
Right.
so then he kind of turns bad, but he's not really
Odin's is Thor's his actual son, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. I really. I'm not sure we'll see more of him, but I loved Richard E. Grant's like classic
Yeah.
Loki.
He was good.
Well, he died. He died, didn't he? He died.
Does he die?
Yeah,
Because
I think he does.
Eliath kills him, doesn't he? Eliath like eats him.
Yeah, I remember him making
Yeah.
a massive like.
He makes like
City.
Asgard at the end, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Richard E.
yeah.
Grant was so good in it, though. He was so
great.
good in it. Yeah,
I
he was
just like-
perfect for all the Loki, like classic
Oh,
Loki.
yeah,
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 yeah.
maybe they'll bring him back somehow because I think like he's so good as that character. He just fits
He
it
is.
so perfectly.
Yeah. He does really well. Yeah. And
Yeah.
when
One
it's
thing
quite
that-
emotional when he actually does go at the end when Eliath like attacks him because he's made Asgard, like this
Yeah.
illusional Asgard. It's really emotional. I think
Yeah.
he's even got tears in his eyes when it actually happens.
Oh,
He's such a good actor. He's so
he is
so
so good.
underutilized for things. I think.
he really elevates anything that he's in as well.
Yeah. I don't know why he's not in more because he is phenomenal.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if
Were
he
you
just
gonna say,
doesn't
Addison?
want to. Yeah.
It was totally different. I was just going to say one thing that bothered me about it is I couldn't understand how the one single timeline thing works. Because
It was kind of.
obviously-
I guess it was kind of with Kang. It was kind of like he thought that should be his timeline.
No, I
He's
get
gonna
the
make most
concept
it.
of like,
Yeah.
what he's doing,
Yeah.
but when they
Why?
so for example, you have a female Loki. Surely, as soon as she is born a girl, she should be like zapped out of existence.
That's a good point, actually.
Like,
yeah.
and I never understood
Because
like
that's not the same timeline.
it's not the same timeline because
No.
she's completely different at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like,
if they
surely-
weren't, like, all
yeah.
the variants exist because if they weren't allowed to exist in that timeline, they'd be gone anyway. So it's kind of like it's an intentional choice that they're all there.
And how did Richard E. Grant get so old?
Well, his was explained because he hid out when Thanos
Oh, he hid
killed
on a
him. So his was explained.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like when people are different from when they're born. Like you had the Thor Loki, who is black,
Yeah.
and the alligator.
which is again completely different from I don't know,
a
maybe
good
on
point.
Asgard.
They're
That's
just
not
grown
a
up,
problem.
fully grown up, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's fine till they're grown up. Yeah.
I just don't understand how it works.
I'm lost.
That's the problem. That's the problem that's going to happen, I think, with the future films. Like, no one's going to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different universes now.
They're
like,
setting up so much, aren't they, in this? That's what
It's a bit
felt
frustrating
like.
because they're kind of going down the road of why I don't like the comics, in that there's too many stories that I just can't be asked to read any of them.
no,
Yes.
there's going to be too much. Like, what? Like, because there's a new timeline, or there's no new timelines, does that just make every film that's been made obsolete? Because they haven't really happened, or what? Like, how is it going to work in the end?
Yeah, but does Marvel need to continue this combined universe for like forever? I think there's got to be a point in which they can potentially kind of.
They're going to have to
cut
like
it.
come in at some point.
I think, that's what they're setting themselves up to do. Like, have the opportunity to go, well, this isn't really connected. It's just that part of that universe.
Yeah.
So they can have a bit freer reign.
Yeah, because it's interesting. You've obviously got Black Widow, and now you've got this with Loki. The kind of the newest ones that have come out are connected to stories that are in the past, like way in the past, as opposed to obviously that one division was kind of like just after.
That's true. It's weird.
Yeah.
It is really strange. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'll be watching it, but
It is funny that like now that the MCU is so big, it's when they start trying to expand it even more that you kind of go,
Yeah.
like, I'd rather just see the standard.
build
Like,
on it?
the ones I'm most excited for are either the sequels to ones that won't do that too much, or just the new properties that are probably going to stand on their own a little bit.
Yeah.
How can they avoid that though? Because it's such a big thing to happen in the MCU.
Well, it's only going to be
they-
like ones like Doctor Strange and Ant-Man probably that tackle it.
Yeah. I was going to
doesn't
say,
make
like, maybe
sense.
I'll
Other than that,
surely
why do they
kind of,
even need
like,
to talk
solve
about it?
Yeah, maybe they figure out within 2 films and restore the
I don't think
order.
they're going to try and fix it. I think this is very intentional.
Surely he's the big bad. Surely Kang of the next phase.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to go back to like one timeline or anything. I don't think they're even going to bother putting it back.
Fuck no. That's
I think
gonna-
they're just embracing
It's going to be
multiverse.
so confusing for
Yeah.
people who don't watch all of them. It's just going to be like it's going to totally alienate anyone who watches it who's not seen our previous MCU films. That can't be good for the box office sales.
Well, you could see it as like they're doing this to embrace how DC are kind of moving forward, in that they've got like 3 versions of Batman currently going.
Yeah,
Because they've got the Robert Pattinson one. Ben Affleck is half back, half not, and stuff like that. And then they've got the TV shows as well.
Michael Keaton's making a comeback.
Keaton's coming back. Oh.
And no one's confused about what's happening there. Well, I mean, I guess people are, but
I have no idea.
Would you
I
not
think
say
that's
that's
how they're
the
going to treat it.
power of the franchise, though?
What's that?
So Batman, for instance, is such a big thing for people that don't even care about DC. The same as Spider-Man for some people is like Marvel to them. They don't care about the rest of the Marvel films. They're not bothered about Thor.
Yeah, I guess you could think that with like Joker, like the film Joker. That is very removed from the rest of the DC films. I watched that and without seeing any other DC film. And, you know, it's a standalone film. So I guess if they do it more like that, that would be good.
I think that's why they've done this,
Yeah.
so that they
maybe
can
more
say
like
it's connected
standalone
without
stuff.
actually connecting it.
Yeah. That would be good.
I don't know. I don't like that if Marvel goes that route. I
think
don't
they'll
know.
still do their universe. That's why they've done it in universe and not just started making films that are completely disconnected.
Yeah.
They want the explanation behind it, but also the freedom to do this other stuff. I think that's why they've done it.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out, because obviously they've got a pretty good track record as well with their with their ideas. But I do wonder if it's going to get to a point where it's just like, all right, so this is tied to that, and then that's with that, and that stands by itself, and does like,
Where does it end?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Or maybe they're doing all of this just so they can include Venom.
Oh my god, could you imagine? That would be
It's just a waste.
Yes,
so
yes, I can.
long-winded. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I'm excited for things like, you know, we've mentioned it before, the next Spider-Man film, how it sounds like Tobey Maguire's going to be in it, and possibly Andrew Garfield. I think that's going to be awesome to have those moments of like bringing in older actors and stuff like that. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
But-
and like bringing in like X-Men and Fantastic Four as well. That's probably going to be a part of it, I assume.
Yeah, that's true. It'll probably be a way of bringing in mutants, I imagine.
Yeah.
I've never understood how mutants work in the Marvel universe, let alone the MCU. Like, why are those ones hated, and then like Captain America's loved?
That's
What do you mean?
kind of true. Yeah.
Well, in the comics and like the cartoons and the films, mutants are hated.
Yeah,
That's a thing, right?
yeah.
But then
yeah.
superheroes like Thor and Captain America, they're all good.
That's a good point. Yeah, that is a good point.
Spider-Man's
Like,
a bit of a questionable one sometimes.
Well, Spider-Man's kind of a mutant in a way, isn't he? Really?
Well,
Because
No, he's a bit.
He's not born with the powers,
Yeah.
is he?
no, but Steve Rogers isn't born with the powers.
And he's not a mutant.
Yeah, so we're
yeah,
on
he's
the
not.
same team there, right?
Yeah, I think Addison, you're saying why?
This is the problem with the MCU. Like,
This is the replicant thing all over again as well.
Yeah. For God's sake.
Steve Rogers a mutant, or so you're saying like why are some superpowered people respected, whereas
superpowered.
mutants?
But if you're born that way, you're a
Yeah,
shitbag.
why is the
what's
one where
that
you're
about?
like, obviously it was an allegory for being gay and stuff like that, but why
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the one the way you're born the issue? I never understood that in the comics or the TV.
No,
shows
that
or-
doesn't make sense.
No,
No,
that's a good point.
It doesn't make sense. It is, yeah.
Just
It's
I'm
strange.
interested to see if they use that aspect of mutants.
Yeah, I think it'd be a shame if they don't at the same time. 'Cause that's
Yeah,
such a
they
like,
need
big
to-
part
Oh, yeah.
of the mutant.
They need to
story.
utilize it, definitely. Yeah.
I think that's like
It's-
what the despite most of the X-Men films being pretty naff, they kind of like really wade into that.
It's
Or
crazy
lean
about
into
how
that.
badly they've dated,
Yeah.
right? Like if you're like me, you love them when you're a kid. You go back and you're like, "Ooh, this is a bit shit, isn't it?"
I haven't watched like the early ones for ages.
No.
Even
I don't
2,
either,
which is
yeah.
like my favorite, is a bit like, "Ooh, this is very 2000s."
Really? Oh no, maybe I should leave it then because that's still good in my memories.
Yeah, it's like
It's still
Blade.
better than what was around otherwise, but
Yeah.
yeah.
it's dated.
That's how I feel about Blade Trinity. I wish I hadn't rewatched that because I,
I mean,
loved
that
that
is
as
a
a
bad
kid.
film, to be fair. That
It
was
is,
bad
but
when
I
came
loved it
out.
as a kid, and I fucking hated it.
Of course you
We
were the
watched
third
it.
one.
I was like, this is the shittest film I've ever seen. Yeah.
Did you like
We
two?
watched. Did we like 2? We because we watched them together, didn't we,
2
Matt?
was
We kind of
alright.
like
Yeah,
randomly
we
just
did.
the trilogy,
Yeah, we did, yeah.
and we
I wanna
like
get a
were
list to
loving
watch
the
them,
first
yeah.
one so much. We were.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Second
this is
one
how
was
they're
a
going to
bit
bring
like,
in vampires then.
I know, yeah.
Because, like, they haven't really hinted at that yet anywhere, have they?
Um,
And obviously they're bringing in Blade.
Is it Morbius?
yeah.
But that's
confusing
like
they've got-
Venom
is that
connected,
Marvel?
isn't it?
Right.
Is it?
Okay. What, Sony?
Because it's confusing.
it's
They've
a
got a character called Morbius and they've got a character called Mobius.
That kept confusing me as well. Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, that
well,
confused me.
Who's
Yeah.
was Mabius like who's
Yeah.
Mabius?
Owen
Mobius
Wilson.
is Owen Wilson.
Oh, is that his? I just
yeah.
called big on him Owen Wilson. Rather.
Wow.
He's like Mobius p. Mobius or something, isn't he?
Oh
Or
my
something like that.
god, Jesus Christ!
Which is funny because of a Mobius strip which goes around and round.
Like a Ouroboros. Like the snake that eats
Yeah.
his own tail.
Maybe that's his
think-
name, Mobius Aboroboros.
They did do that a lot, though, didn't they, in Loki? With like a lot of the symbols. I think the one for the TVA was like I'm trying to think what it's called, like the sand timer. Where you turn upside down, but if it was turned
Hourglass.
took an hourglass, and then towards the end it was turned on its side, so it was like an infinity symbol. Thought that was that was quite smart the way they did
Infinity
that.
Stones confirmed.
Time is stuck where it is.
And obviously the last place that Kang was in has kind of got a big ring round it. The fact when they showed Loki, his stuff was on a film reel, so it was like a loop. It was like a lot of kind of
Yeah,
stuff that was
yeah.
a lot of imagery.
Yeah, that's true.
Can I just say the CGI used in Loki was actually pretty good. Like the final
For the most part,
episode.
there were definitely some dodgy bits.
Yeah, there was definitely some dodgy bits. Like
was rough
the,
green screen.
episode 3 again.
Yeah.
Episode 3 was pretty dodgy.
Episode
yeah,
3
yeah.
green screen was atrocious.
But when they had the void at the end on episode 6, when they went into his palace, I guess is what it was.
Yeah, it does have a name.
That
I
was
can't
pretty good.
remember
Like
it.
the colouring of that was really nice, and
Yeah, I liked
like
the
the backdrop.
black and gold marble
yeah,
thing he had
like
going
the
on. That's cool.
purpley sort of effect they had on.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, on that.
yeah. It was really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like episode 3, it looked like it was green screen.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. We got such hatred for episode 3. It's just
Yeah, because I guess they're not. I think I'm not sure if I mentioned this on the podcast before, but I had assumed that the Marvel TV shows were using the same tech as like the Mandalorian with that like ultra.
You did. You have said this, yeah.
Yeah. And
I've seen behind.
I've
seen behind the scenes footage, and they've just got green and blue screens behind them.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay.
so that must be like a Star Wars thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's amazing.
I'm wondering whether
that's
that's because it's
not as high budget.
is it ILM?
What?
Do they do the Star Wars stuff?
Wait,
Or am I thinking of someone else?
can tell you.
Pass. Mark, what do you
I
think?
feel like there's a Star Wars division.
I think
that does
he's
special
right.
effects.
There is something that adds to that because they work in. I think they work alongside Disney, especially with like rides and stuff as well.
I think it's
that make
specifically because it's Star Wars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And because they
okay.
do special effects.
So clever that they do that though. So
Yeah.
clever that they use a screen to like make the environment, and
That is insane.
it must make the actors' job so much easier because they haven't got to imagine it as much.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
see it. They can actually see it with their own eyes. I know the perspective's probably off, but
Because that was a lot of the issue with like the prequels, wasn't it? A lot of like
yeah,
the reason
so
the
much
action's quite
CGI.
stilted
Yeah,
it's like we're not in real environments. So it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
hard,
I got this fucking lanky twat bag just shouting at me, going, "Misa,
All right.
bag." Yeah.
Like Christopher Lee.
I thought you meant the cloners in the second one with the really
Oh my
tall
god!
necks.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot
God,
of lanky
yeah.
characters in there.
There is a lot of
Star
lanky characters. Yeah, I was
say
talking about Jar
Christopher
Jar
Lee
Binks. Yeah,
Wars. Lanky
Christopher Lee was not CGI. He was a real person.
They CGI'd his head on during the lightsaber duel.
There you go.
Did they? Yeah. I suppose they had to. Yeah, he
Yeah,
probably
which if you
wasn't
know
up to
that,
it.
you kind of see it. It looks a bit. It looks a bit floaty. It's a bit.
It's crazy that The Mandalorian looks so much better than even the newer films.
I know. Yeah.
That is visually
Apart
just
from when they
insane.
apart from when they deep faked Luke Skywalker, that was not,
Oh yeah.
not
That was
amazing.
The guy
Have you
got a
seen
job,
they?
didn't
Yeah.
The guy who
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
deep faked him, yeah, that looked so much better.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that really.
Although
is
apparently that
incredible.
guy was like doing a doctorate on that sort of technology, so he is like a guy who knows his shit. It's just not some random YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of good then that he got a job, I suppose. Yeah,
I
not
totally
just,
thought it
not
was
just
just
some
a
random
YouTuber.
YouTuber. Yeah. I thought that was the case. I thought he was just using an app or something.
No, he's like,
Yeah.
he like actually like writes papers and stuff on this sort of
Reface.
technology.
Okay, yeah. Reface, yeah.
Mark's favorite app. I thought he just told Mark.
Look out for the Instagram
Expect
guys.
to see
you know?
some Instagram post. Yeah.
Oh my god! If we ever talk Mandalorian, we have to reface one
Well,
of us on
we
Luke's.
be
will
Grogu.
surely when the next season comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god! I literally just want to do that right now.
Going back to Loki, one thing that Marvel as a whole actually with the TV series, why is there such inconsistency with the post credits? It annoys the fuck out of me
Oh, yeah.
because I wait
Yeah,
on every
when-
single episode.
And their credits
Yeah.
are long. They're like 8 minutes.
Yeah. The amount of times I would like just skip through, and then I would see like an image. I'm like, oh, is that something? No, it's just still the credits.
Oh no, it's just
There's like
still image. Yeah.
Was there one in all of Loki?
2. So
No, it was a couple.
5 and
yeah.
6 was the 2, and then 6 was obviously Loki
So I don't count
returning in
sixes.
season 2.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
count
that was kind of not really
Oh
one, was
yeah,
it?
where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Stam, wasn't it?
Yeah, that wasn't really.
I was like,
a
I could have seen a
major one,
picture of that online, and I would have been like, "Cool, I don't need to watch that now."
Yeah.
No,
true.
exactly. Yeah, it just needs to be a still image. Yeah.
What was the other one?
I was gonna say I can't remember what the other one was.
But I'm pretty
I
sure.
literally watched it yesterday, but could I tell you?
I
It
remember
can't
it
have been
being.
that
one.
memorable, can it? Yeah.
This is a memorable
Oh, no.
series. This one.
It's when he wakes up. It's when he wakes up and
Yes,
all the
and he's
Lokis
like
are there.
surrounded by.
Yeah, so
Richard
it must be
Grant
episode
and
4.
Gang. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would have been for early one then. The one thing I did
Yeah,
like
yeah.
though is that Loki is now officially he's bisexual, isn't he, in this universe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's quite
Yes.
nice.
They've started fully
Yeah.
announced that, which is really nice because I think it's about
Yeah,
time
yeah.
that we get some of these superheroes. There's a bit more inclusivity for
Yeah,
for
yeah.
people.
That's a good point because there isn't anyone that is anything really. They're all like heterosexual, aren't they? It's a bit, you know.
But to be fair to them, they never really touch upon that.
No, they don't really. No, no.
really.
Like,
yeah.
They kind of do
It's
it
probably
with,
because they're scared to, I imagine, because it's Disney. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of they've been skeptical in the past, haven't they, with some stuff? It's yeah. So I think that it's good that they're going towards that.
definitely.
I think they need to go more towards that with some of the characters. Yeah, definitely. It's it needs some progressive thinking behind it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because they definitely
It's just nice. It's nice to see representation. I think for us, we get represented quite a lot, just generally being white males. We've said this before. I think for someone growing up, seeing a superhero or a villain, it doesn't matter. Someone in these huge universes that kind of represents a little bit of them. I think it's needed more.
Yeah, definitely.
it is. It really is. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see that in future escapades from Disney Plus or Disney.
Future escapades.
Future escapades. Yeah.
Escapade.
So, do we know what the next series lined up is after Loki?
Hawkeye, I think, isn't it?
Hawkeye, yeah. Is that
I think they said Hawkeye was coming out. Although I thought it was going to be What If, but
Do you know what really put me off Jeremy Renner was the Bourne film he was in. It was bad.
Oh, the fourth one.
I
The one I
never saw
don't
all
count.
the way through.
Oh.
I
saw it in the cinema. Unfortunately,
I just remember
And there was
some character jumping out of a tree, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good." Because
it was
so bad.
I cannot
think
remember
it was
any of
Oscar
the
Isaac
film.
or someone.
Oh my god.
Oh God, was he in that?
It's someone like him. I have to
Oscar
double check
Isaac
that now.
does pop up in a few films. He was like in that.
He's in the Dune film. He's in Dune.
Yeah. Wasn't he? There was that Robin Hood film with Russell Crowe. Didn't he play like the king in that?
Oh really?
Did he?
Isn't that him? I remember finding that out and being like, "What the fuck?"
I've
He
seen him
seems
in
to be
real
one of them
life.
actors that is in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Oscar Isaac. I'm pretty sure it's
my
his
God.
character. He like jumps out of a tree, and the CGI is so bad. I was just like, "Nah, I'm good."
CGI. Why'd they have to CGI that?
I'll see if I can find a clip of it. But yeah, I just
So
remember.
bad. But that was like an awful film, and that put me off Jeremy Renner
I'll
completely.
tell you a good film that he's in. Arrival by Denis Villeneuve.
We've
told
looped
you.
back round
We've
again.
looped. We've looped.
Yeah. Ori
That is a good
Boris.
film.
What's the other
and
one
he
you
is,
said?
isn't it?
Ouroboros.
I wanted to talk about it.
We can talk about it. Do it as like a little bonus section.
Ooh. For our
bonus.
Patreons.
What the fuck?
Our OnlyFans,
Since when?
our YouTube
fans
members,
get
whatever you are.
Ooh, this is our section.
I got a meat pizza for you.
Jesus Christ.
Sausage for one.
Fucking hell, what happened? It's got filthy so quick.
And that is it. We hope you enjoyed listening to our Tepid Take.
If you want to send us your Tepid Takes, then email us at thetepidtake@outlook.com.
And give us a follow and a like on Instagram at The Tepid Take.
And we've been the fucking what's it called again?
I was thinking earlier as well, because Matt, your webcam's getting so dark, it reminded me of that shot from Sicario. I was going to try and get that in at some point.